Hi, guys. This is Lori Caroline, just the news, and an interesting article I wanted to share with you guys today from Bearbart. We have daily coronavirus deaths in U.S. continues to plummet as confirmed cases hit record levels. Let's go down and read this. Coronavirus-linked deaths across the U.S. continued on a downward trend as of Monday afternoon, even after the country hit historic levels in the number of new confirmed cases late last week. A Breitbart News analysis of the 7-day average of fatalities showed. Health experts have warned about the lag between infection identification and the death that could take weeks or more, which means the fatalities could increase down the road. The current spike in the numbers of cases intensified almost 3 weeks ago, around mid-June. A moving average of cases and deaths reported each day provides a clear picture of the COVID-19 coronavirus disease pandemic because the daily numbers tend to fluctuate. As of Monday, the 7-day average of deaths in the United States continued to plunge, according to data maintained by the COVID Tracking Project, the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation, and the University of Washington, and even the New York Times. We care what the New York Times says. All right. Last Sunday, July 5th, the U.S. recorded a historically low single-day number of fatalities, over 200, below any other day since late March. Data from the COVID Tracking Project showed, echoing figures by Worldmeter. So, 209 deaths, down 23% from last Sunday, lowest Sunday since March 28th. Pretty interesting little chart there. Death data, daily death data maintained by the Times, which tends to include higher figures. Why would they be different than showed that the fatalities on Sunday, 258, are at the very least the second lowest since late March after the figures on June 21st. There is a patchwork of guidelines across the United States for reporting deaths, with some states and databases reporting probable coronavirus fatalities, while others do not. Daily U.S. death estimates for Sunday ranged from 209, COVID Tracking Project, to 258, the New York Times, depending on the source. The discrepancy is why several health analyses rely on the moving averages. The low number of new deaths in recent weeks compared to the spike in cases suggests that more people are contracting coronavirus without succumbing to it, a development that is pushing the overall mortality rate. Both the infection, true, and confirmed case, crude, figures down. As the figures stand now, the steady increase in the number of new COVID-19 cases reported each day does not parallel the deaths recorded daily. Discrepancies. Last week, the United States reported historic high numbers of daily cases, setting a single-day world record for the most confirmed infections, several news outlets reported, citing the Johns Hopkins University's coronavirus tracker. And there is the coronavirus tracker. All right. The United States exceeded or got close to a record 50,000 cases on at least 3 days last week. Several databases show that the 7-day average of infections has spiked in recent weeks. However, not everyone who contracts COVID-19 dies from the highly contagious and lethal disease. Most fatalities involve seniors and individuals with chronic underlying health conditions. A recent U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC study, that's tested for antibodies earlier this year, accounting for mild and asymptomatic infections that are not reported, also found that far more people in the United States had caught the virus without dying. That finding, coupled with the ongoing increase in cases while fatalities drop, will drive down the fatality rates. As of Monday afternoon, the coronavirus had infected over 2.9 million people and killed more than 130,000 people, Johns Hopkins reported. Now, a lot of us don't believe those numbers. We don't believe that the coronavirus is responsible for 130,000 deaths. We think deaths have been mislabeled. We believe the numbers have been inflated. Is the virus real? Yes, definitely a real virus. Is it this deadly? I think time's going to tell that it's not. Here's another factor that people aren't considering. Here in the state of Florida, our infection rate has drastically increased over the last week, 2 weeks. What the news doesn't add on top of that is that when people, even those who are asymptomatic, go in and get tested, which is the majority of them, they're asymptomatic, they have no symptoms, they get tested. But because they're infected, they get an immediate 2-week vacation for work, 14-day quarantine, and an extra $1,200 in employment for their vacation off of work. Basically, they have no symptoms. They aren't at home suffering with COVID. We've just got to remove them from the population. Meanwhile, the CDC and the WHO, the World Health Organization, have both informed us at different points that asymptomatic people are not infectious. Why are we quarantining them for 14 days? My point is, we have created an incentive to go in, even if you're asymptomatic, even if you don't have a symptom, to go in to get tested in order to get some time off work and a little extra money. And honestly, with as rough as the economy has been, as many small businesses who had to close, it's not surprising that people are taking advantage of the system. All right. That's all I have for now. Lori Caroline, peace out. I got to figure out how to shut this thing off. Still didn't do it.